Hey, Jules the Doula here, welcoming you to the Virtual Mama Connection. Listen in with me every week as we bring you birth stories and experiences straight from our parents' hearts, always providing you a lifeline of education and communication, keeping you ahead of the game with the best care providers and educators. And just a little reminder out there, anything you hear on our podcast is not to be used as medical advice. Please visit our disclaimer on thevirtualmamaconnection.com. Oh my gosh, Madison, I am so glad you're here with us today. And I actually just love your other business name. I know you go by Madison Pinebird, but otherwise known as Mother Figure. And it's so fitting for everything that you do. Tell all of our listeners all of these wonderful programs that you have, how you got started and what this is all about and what it means to you.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So much to cover. So first off, Mother Figure is a pre and postnatal exercise and education program. So it's not just about the exercise. It's all about learning everything that you can so you can prepare yourself so that you can thrive in pregnancy and motherhood. And I believe that all of that comes down to your health and wellness. So that is what Mother Figure is all about. So like you said, Mother Figure, kind of the name encompasses everything that it is. The figure, that's a fun little play on the fitness and the
Yeah.
exercise, but then it's so much more than that, where, a mother figure, someone you want to look up to. And I'm not saying I'm the one you want to look up to. It's the community that I've built where we all look up to each other and ways that we can strive to be better and be more and just really enhance our lives by taking our health and overall wellness just to another level. So it's a little bit of everything. It's your physical health, your emotional health, your mental health, and then just how that all pertains to your happiness in pregnancy and motherhood.
Yeah,
So
I like how you encompass the whole being. You have that dancing background, right?
yes, I do.
And the dancing background, that's the physical, but you're I love how you're well-rounded to know to talk about the emotional, right? And the other pieces of the whole being, right? And the
Yeah,
health of that.
exactly. So the fitness and the movement side of it was kind of a natural progression for me in the business. Like you said, I've been a dancer for my whole life. I danced professionally, and then I moved into the fitness industry. And so of course I wanted to just keep that going. But then once I got pregnant and became a mom, I was like, oh, there's a lot more to this. There is so much more than just a good workout, which is a huge part, of course, but it's you've got to make sure that you're mentally healthy and emotionally healthy so that I'm sure you've heard this, I'm sure you know this, but if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of them. And so I've learned that you have to make sure that you are filling your needs and filling your cup in all those areas. And one happens to be a workout, but there's so much more that goes into that. And even little things like setting boundaries or having hard conversations with your partner, or just setting time for yourself. It's that all plays into how you are as a mom and how you are during pregnancy as well. So
I love that. So tell us a little bit about your program, because I know you have an amazing program out there that moms can buy. They can do this virtually, right?
yes, yes. So it's all an online platform. It's a self-paced course, which is awesome because, as we know, when you're pregnant, especially if it's your second or third pregnancy, you only have a little bit of time. You got to do it when you can. You don't have time to, go out and do that. So my program is called Prepare to Thrive in Pregnancy and Beyond. And like I said, it's a self-paced course. Basically, it's what Mother Figure is all about in an online course. So I take you through how to exercise safely during pregnancy, what to look for, things to keep in mind. We also talk about prenatal nutrition, how to be mindful during pregnancy and connect to your baby, because that's a huge one on how to just stay mentally sane during pregnancy, is connect to your little one. But then it's so much more than that, and it's preparing for the future, because pregnancy is a short time. So I help you prepare for what's to come. I help you prepare for labor, and I mentioned doulas in there and how important they are to everything. So I help you prepare for labor physically, mentally, but also with just checklists and just all the things that you could possibly need. How to prepare for motherhood and your relationship with your partner. It could be deep things like that, on how to have hard conversations, but simple things like what to buy off your registry list. And then I also talk about how to prepare for the 4th trimester, which, as you know, is such a unique time, and it's not something to look past. People just think, oh, the baby's here, I can forget about the 4th trimester. And that is so not the case. You need to prepare for that more than anything. So I also touch on that. And then I go into a little bit about how to kind of get back into the fitness world once you've had your baby, how to start exercising safely and how to do it effectively and all of that. So it is truly how to thrive in pregnancy, but then prepare you so that you can thrive in motherhood as well.
So how much time during each day would moms need to allocate, would you say, to completing the course? Because they can do it on their own time, right?
Yeah, I always laugh because I can tell what people's personalities are like by how quickly they get through the course. There's some people who are like me and they just binge the whole thing in a week, which you can totally do just about, I would say, an hour a day. If that, for a week, you could crank it out pretty easily, because the videos are about anywhere from 2 minutes to 10 minutes, and there's about 10 of them. So you could get through that. But then some people like to start early in their pregnancy and just kind of chip away at it as they feel the need, and they're like, oh, labor's coming, I might want to start looking into that a little bit. Or, oh, it's time to do my registry list, let me start looking into that. So it's really all personality based. If you want, you could crank it out in less than a week. You could do it in a few days if you wanted. But if you're someone that wants to just work a little slower as need be, it's there forever. So yeah.
That's awesome. So the little workouts that are in there,
Yes.
does it help women, obviously they're pregnant, through each stage? And like, do we just kind of go with the flow with where our body is allowing us to go?
Yes, so it's a little bit of both. It's where there's individual workouts or even like broken down exercises that I kind of walk you through that are very specific. So I have a labor prep one that puts your body and your hips all in the correct positions and helps you get the stretches that you need, things like that. So that one would be more specific to where you are at in your pregnancy. And then there are some where it's kind of wherever you are at, you just meet your body where you need to be. And with every single workout that I have in there, I always give you modifications. So the fun thing is I was able to film this during my pregnancy, as you can tell.
You
And
look darling.
thank you.
I'm
So
excited. We're going to have a baby together.
I know, I can't wait. So a lot of the workouts are sort of specific to where you are at in your pregnancy. Like, hey, I'm in my 2nd trimester. This is what your body probably feels like. And you can kind of follow along like that. And then same with 3rd and on. Or you could jump into one of the 3rd trimester workouts during your 1st trimester and just do modifications as you want. So it's a little bit of both, where if you're like, I want some more structure where I want to follow what she's doing with her pregnancy as well, totally cool. If you're like, I just don't want to think about my workout today, I want to just jump in and modify it how I need to, or turn it up if you want. If you're feeling intense today, you can always make it harder, and they work either way. So I always give modifications for every level.
That's good. That's good. So really, I know dance and exercise, physical fitness has always been a passion of yours. What really led you? Was it the birth of your first that really led you to a passion of wanting to help other moms kind of like prepare in this type of way? That's
Yes.
what started your program?
Yeah, so I'll probably get emotional. I'm going to blame that on the pregnancy hormones, but it's truly because this is such a passion of mine. So you've mentioned the dance world, and growing up in that world and that industry, it is hard. You never feel good enough. You feel like you are giving your all and it's not enough, and you just never feel like you're meeting the mark where you're at. And so I spent the majority of my life feeling that way, that I was never enough. No matter what I did, I couldn't quite get to that feeling of satisfaction, feeling like I belonged. And it was fine, whatever. I kind of accepted that that's just what it was. And then as soon as I became a mom, like I said, I'm going to get emotional, but I feel like I stepped into a role that I was made for. It was like everything was flowing. And don't get me wrong, it was hard and exhausting and all the things that are normally there, but it just felt so right. And I just knew that this is what I'm supposed to be doing and it felt natural and I felt confident and I just felt like I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. And as I would talk to other moms, whether they had children the same age or if they were veteran moms and they had 3 or 4 or they were pregnant, I would have these conversations, and so many women didn't feel good enough. They didn't feel like they were a good mom or they were meeting their child's needs, or maybe they were meeting their child's needs, but they weren't fulfilling themselves, which led to this insecurity almost of what they were doing. And it broke my heart because I related to it. I related to it in a different sense, not necessarily in motherhood, but in the dance world and everything, where no matter what I did, I didn't feel good enough. And I was like, oh my gosh, people feel this way with being a mom. Like it truly, like I said, it makes me emotional. It breaks my heart because it is the greatest calling in the world to be a mom. And no matter what you do, you are a good mom. I really believe that you are born with what it takes to be a good mom. And all these women needed was to see that they have everything it takes. I'm not giving them anything. They already have it. I'm just waking it up. And so that really ignited my passion to be like, hey, girlfriend, no. You are an amazing mom. This baby is so lucky to have you. You are lucky to be you. We just need to take care of yourself a little bit more. We need to put yourself first. You know, like I said, if we don't take care of us, we can't take care of them. And as people start to, or moms in general, but people too, just like as they start to wake up this feeling inside of them of, oh, I am good enough. I do deserve this. When I take care of myself, I feel better. Then their confidence changes and they feel better about who they are. And then they feel better about the job they're doing as a mom. And so that's a long-winded answer, but
No,
really,
I'm glad you shared that. And I know that you're sharing a lot of your personal heart there. And I have to say, as a hypnotherapist, I work with a lot of moms for different issues. Maybe it's stress, anxiety, post-traumatic births, right? And we're trying to clear that. But I will tell you the common denominator that I see straight across the board from all women is the core issue of whatever we're working on trickles down to not being good enough
yep.
and not having unconditional self-love for themselves.
Hmm.
And it breaks my heart too. And why? Because when anything breaks our heart, it's a trigger of what we have within ourselves.
Totally.
And so I have some of that as well, right?
Yeah.
We all do. So then you have to stop and wonder, what the heck is going on in our society with women, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're giving back to women. I love that, and building them up. I love supporting women who are trying to build up other women and support their self-esteem, that unconditional love. Like, you've got this, like you said, you are good enough.
Yeah.
And you are
Totally.
an awesome mom, no matter what.
Yeah. And one thing that I always tell moms, because they'll say to me, well, like, how do you feel so confident? I'm like, oh, no. I don't know what I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
on the day-to-day stuff. I'm like, I am probably messing up 100 times, but I know deep down in what I'm doing. And that is just trying to raise a good human with so much love and all that. And it's like, if you can just keep reminding yourself that you're inside, inside of you knows what you're doing and how to be a good mom, you have what it takes. So yeah,
Trusting your inner voice. That's what you're
exactly.
talking
Yes,
about.
that's
Yes.
exactly listening to that and your intuition, and it doesn't lie. It is real, and you just need to follow that lead. So
100%. I love
yeah,
that. I love that. Well, so that's your why behind all of this. And
yeah,
I
exactly.
love,
A
I
little,
love it. And then that's probably why you're incorporating the emotional piece to the physical workouts, and the emotional piece to your program, and the mental piece,
yes,
right?
exactly. Like I said, it's not just one thing. You can't just check the box and get a good workout and you're going to be satisfied for your day. For me, that's totally my way of showing myself a little self-love. That's my me time. But it isn't enough. You need to take care of yourself too. You need to nurture your inner knowing so that when it speaks to you, you are ready to listen, you
Okay.
know?
What would you suggest that moms, like some, like you said, are going to binge through your program and just like go until they get it all done? But what about the moms that, boy, they're like maxed with work and maybe they have a toddler at home, like you have a toddler at home and they're pregnant and they're just like, oh my God, I'm so tired at the end of the day, but I know I need to do something. How much time would you suggest, like at least give yourself this time? How much should they do to see some results or to really help them?
Yeah. So as far as like workout wise to like see results or something like that, I mean, all you need is 20 minutes of one of my workouts. You don't need an hour long. Like that's what I've totally tailored these workouts for realistic life as a mom, because we don't have an hour, we don't have all that time to do it. So that's what I would suggest, like 20 minutes to focus on your workout, knock it out there. That's all you need as far as physical results. But then to get that, that satisfaction of like, I just need some time to myself, that's going to be so different for everyone.
Right.
For me, it depends on what I'm doing. So, for me, I'm like, I'll say to my husband, babe, I need a moment. And I will just walk away. And I'm like, he can handle that. And sometimes truly a moment of a little bit of breathing is all I need. Sometimes I'm like, I'm going to get a massage and I need a longer time, and it all just depends. But I think the biggest thing that I've realized with all the moms that I've worked with, and I don't know if you feel the same way, is it's not necessarily about the time that they put into something. It's about how they feel during that time. So I have a lot of moms who will say, okay, I did what you said. I took 20 minutes. I felt guilty the whole time because I wasn't doing what my baby needed me to be doing or whatever it was. Or they'll say, I went and got a pedicure, like you said. I'm
Yeah.
speaking very generally here, but and I just felt like I didn't deserve it the whole time. I didn't want to do something for myself. So I think before it even comes down to spending time on yourself, you need to know that you deserve a break and you deserve time and you deserve some self-love, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe you want to lay in your bed and take a nap, but it's more about how you feel during that time. Because you could take 2 hours, you could take a whole vacation, but if you feel guilty about it, it's not going to do what it needs to do.
Right. And maybe moms that do, because there are going to be some out there that feel like I'm always going to feel guilty.
Yeah.
Going back to the reflecting on, kind of like when we're on the airplane, they will
Yep.
tell us, put the mask on yourself and then the baby. And
Exactly.
you addressed that when we first started talking about depleting, moms, like we always have somebody on us. The baby's always on us, the toddler's always on us, our husband's coming, we're like, please nobody touch me right now, you know. And so you just need a break. So because we're pouring of ourselves all day
Yeah.
into other little individuals, which is wonderful. And we want to do it, but it does leave you depleted and empty. And so if maybe the moms that come from that guilty perspective can take it from, hey, this is actually giving to my child, because if I give to myself, I'm going to be able to give to them way more. My
Totally.
husband, all my loved ones.
Yep. And I talk about this a little bit in my course, but also I try to do a lot on social media too. And I tell them all, I use the phrase reframe the shame because they feel shameful or guilty while they're doing it. And I go,
I
no, no,
love
no.
that.
It
Mm.
all comes back to you wanting to be a good mom. That's the answer, which means you're a good mom. So, maybe they're like, I feel guilty for doing this. And I'm like, okay, let's reframe that shame. It's because you feel guilty because you want to be taking care of your child. You want to be taking care of your child because you're a good mom, which makes you a good mom. Boom, you're good. Or you can reframe it like you just said too. Hey, if I don't take care of myself, then I'm not going to be the best version of myself to take care of them. And there's been so many times that I've watched myself with my own son where I've been on edge. I wasn't taking the breaks that I needed and I was just kind of snappy and frustrated. And that's not his fault. That was all me. And so I was like, "Hey, I need to step away just so that I can be the best mom for you and come back to this." And it's like, I could totally feel guilty about being snappy, but instead I just reframe it and go, I'm taking a moment. That was because I was having my own issues. Now I'm going to step back into it and I'm going to be the best version I can be from here. And you just have to, and it's not easy. Please, everyone listening to this, I'm not saying this is an easy thing, but if you can reframe that shame, you will feel just so much better about everything that you're doing. And you will realize that you deserve a break and you deserve some self love and time to yourself and to put effort into you.
Well, and your program's kind of great for that because they can take little amounts of time. Like, all right,
Totally.
today I'm just going to do 10 minutes of it
Yep.
and I'm going to do that for a week. And then they adjust, right? The energy shifts. Wow, okay, that really kind of helped me that week. I'm going to bump it to 15, right?
Exactly.
Then the next week, they do 15 minutes for that week. Wow, I feel even better. My kids are accepting me, like the whole bit, the shift in the energy in the house feels better. We're happier. I'm in a better mental space,
Yep.
I'm going to bump it to 20.
Exactly. I just had someone reach out on social media actually, and she was like, I really want to do the program, but I've been feeling so discouraged. I'm in my first trimester. I'm just so discouraged. I can't even work out right now, and it's just causing me to be in a funk. And then we kind of walked through it a little bit, and we decided that maybe we don't want to work out right now. You're in your first trimester, you're exhausted, you're sick,
Yeah.
you're trying to function. That is the time to give yourself grace. But I could tell that she was craving more. She wanted to not just lay there and do nothing, but she didn't have it in her to do everything. And so I said, let's learn that. Let's do the education part of the program. Don't worry about the workouts. Let's learn some stuff. And that's all you have to do. So it was like, again, that balancing act and kind of reframing like, okay, I'm going to learn and I'm going to better myself, but I'm going to give myself grace and a break at the same time. And so, like you said, that's where the program can come into play because it's self-paced. You do it on your own time, how you need it, when you need it, which is awesome.
I love it. And now you have some things in the works, I hear,
Yes,
right?
I do.
Coming up.
So we started with the pregnancy program for a few reasons. One, because pregnancy comes before postpartum, but two, I was also pregnant. So it all
Right.
just kind of made sense. So we have the pregnancy program, and then we are in the works of doing our postpartum program right now,
Oh, I
which
love
is
that.
all about how to reconnect to your core, reconnect to your body in that physical sense, but then how to reconnect to yourself and meet this new version of who you are as a mom. Because everyone says a baby is born, but so is a new mom. Every single birth, too. I believe it. Like, yes, I'm a mom to one, but I've never been a mom to two. So I will be reborn again as well. So the postpartum program is all about meeting this new version of you, whether that's physically, mentally, or emotionally, or all three. And then I also have a workout platform that we're working on where basically no matter where you are at in any stage of motherhood or just life as a woman, this is totally good for anyone. You can come on, pick workouts. I'll have trying to conceive workouts, pregnancy workouts, postpartum rehab. So if you have diastasis, any of those things, and then workouts in moving in motherhood, because that's a whole other challenge is when you have a toddler running around, you have a baby and a bouncer, you're trying to get a workout in. And so I'm going to teach you how to do that. And then also, like I said, once my life progresses to that point, it'll be great for anyone who just wants to get a regular workout in too.
Have
So
nano workouts.
exactly, yeah. It's just like, let's just get it done as fast as we can.
Yeah.
So that's what we're working on right now. But I'm also trying to do all this as a mom. So we'll see how long it takes me.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. I mean, so what would you say for listeners out there? I mean, definitely, I think they all should get connected to your program. And what would you say, though, to the moms that are listening that feel overwhelmed and feel like, God, I really want to do that, but I just don't know if I can fit it in? And they're the ones that are emotionally tapped, right? Maybe they're a little down.
Yeah,
And you have a toddler, he's darling, and you have a new one on the way, and you have this business. And I'm sure there have been times where you've felt tapped,
yes,
right? What
definitely.
would you say to those mamas out there that are just tapped out and they're like, I really want to do this, but God, I don't know if that's realistic. I don't know. What can we say to them that brings them up and maybe shifts their perspective?
Totally. So, I mean, a few different things. First, I would say you deserve it. You deserve this time. You deserve whatever it is. And maybe it's not my program. Like, I don't care what you do. I just want the moms, greater good for all moms, whatever that looks like. You deserve it. You deserve to be satisfied and fulfilled as a person. Before you were a mom, there was you. And that person deserves to be fulfilled. And I think that that's my mission too, is just that these moms know that they deserve it. Once they know they deserve it, then they're willing to invest in themselves a little bit more. And then the second thing I would say is start slow, start small. You don't have to do the most. You don't need to, do a full program. You don't need to do that. Maybe maybe you need to go on a walk today or just do something little. But like you mentioned earlier, it will start to build on itself. If you are struggling to even get outside at all, go outside, go for a walk. Maybe the next week you're like, that felt good. I can do that again. And then eventually it's going to build on itself. And if you just trust that you deserve it, trust that you know what you're doing, it will build on itself. And eventually you're going to refill your cup because we know it's empty right now. But slowly but surely you will be able to refill it. It just takes time. Don't let it overwhelm. Well, I don't want to say don't let it overwhelm you. Motherhood is overwhelming.
Yeah, it
Allow
can
it to
be.
overwhelm you, but readjust as you get going.
And for the moms that are so busy and they never get a break, their schedules, they're just jammed, like from the second they wake up till they go to bed. Do you think that it's best for them to just like say, all right, I am going to put this in at 8 a.m. or whatever it is? Like
Yeah.
they give themselves that time, like put it on that schedule.
100%. I say you get your partner, you have a serious conversation. You say, I am tapped out. I need this time and I am taking it. And we will figure out how to work around it. And I know those conversations are hard. I've had to have them with my husband. Like, hey, if I don't get this, things are not going to be good for everyone.
What do they say? Yeah, if mama ain't happy, nobody's happy.
Yeah, but absolutely. And I know those conversations are tough, but it is so worth it. And I think if you don't think that you deserve that hour, 20 minutes, whatever it is, like you said before, you got to go back in and reflect. Why? Why don't I feel like I deserve this? Because you do. You are a whole damn person. You deserve to be fulfilled and satisfied, So
I love
you're
that.
not just a mom. You're so much more.
Well, Madison, tell all of our listeners, how can they get this program? Where is it? Tell them. And then also your social media, because you've got great social media.
Oh, thank you. So you can get the program at gomotherfigure.com, and it's all over the place there. So there's a lot of different things you can click on there. Again, gomotherfigure.com. It has the pregnancy program. It has my blog. It has just a little bit more about what Mother Figure is all about. And then my social media for Instagram is at mother.figure. So
I love it.
And there's lots of free content on the Instagram, lots of workouts, lots of good stuff. So go check that out.
That's what's so nice about Instagram. I feel like everyone does give some like educational content, like a tidbit here, a tidbit there, some tips, and you really can take away things.
Totally. I know. I always tell people, I'm like, if you're just scrolling on Instagram, make sure the pages that you follow are educational so that you're getting something out of that time too. Maybe that's your self-care for the day. You get to zone out and learn.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing this program with us, sharing your story and your time. I know your time is valuable. So thank you for being here.
Thank you. I'm honored. It was a privilege. Thank you.
Well, I'm sure we'll have you on another segment because good things are coming. More good things are coming with you. And I'm excited to hear more in detail on the next platforms that you put out.
Thank you very much. I'm excited. That's good for you.
Me too. Oh, thank you. And we are praying for this beautiful baby that you will be bringing into the world here soon. So I'm sending you lots of love and light.
Thank you.
And I know it's going to be a beautiful birth.
Thanks. I think so too.
Yeah, it will. All right, Madison, thank you so much. You have a great day, and we will definitely be having you back on.
Thank you.
Bye. This segment brought to you by Cave Creek Beer Borough. Add a little personality to your next party, wedding, or corporate event. Invite Cave Creek Beer Bros to entertain your guests, arriving in style and serving your beer, wine, or beverage of choice. We guarantee they will be the talk of your party. Check them out at cavecreekbeerborough.com or call 602-505-8559. You'll be glad you did.